Hello again, IP4. This is your second Friday lesson, lesson 116. So if you have not already watched the first Friday lesson, lesson 115, please make sure that you go and watch the first lesson today first, because I'm about to explain the answers to the homework for that lesson. So please make sure that you have watched the lesson about subject pronouns before you continue watching this video. If you have already finished watching lesson 115, which was about subject pronouns, and you have finished the homework for that lesson, workbook page 96, then you can carry on watching for the answers. Okay, IP4, this is your homework for lesson 115, workbook page 96. In section A, you had to read the sentence and find the subject pronoun. So number one, we play in the music room every day after school. The subject pronoun was we. Number two, I play the trumpet in the band. Subject pronoun, I. Number three, it is a wonderful instrument. The subject pronoun is it. Number four, have you ever played in a band? The subject pronoun is you. Number five, next week Rachel and I will play at a town dance. The subject pronoun is I. Number six, she was asked to play by Mr. Chu. The subject pronoun was she. Number seven, he and Mrs. Russo had heard the band at a football game. The subject pronoun is he. And number eight, they will be glad to hear the band play again. The subject pronoun is they. Remember, you are only looking for the subject pronoun, not the subject. So if you wrote Rachel and I, or he and Mrs. Russo, you do not get the point there. So give yourselves a score out of 8 for section A. Okay, section B, you had to write the sentence again, but you needed to change the underlined word to the correct subject pronoun. Now, I've not written the whole sentence, just so it's clear what you need to change. Number 9, musicians must learn to play the right notes. You change musicians to the word they. Number 10, George can play very high notes on the flute. You change George to the subject pronoun he. Number 11, Rachel has learned to play the drums. You change Rachel to the subject pronoun she. And number 12, Rachel and I keep the beat for the band. You change Rachel and I to the subject pronoun we. So give yourselves a score out of 4 for section B and a total score out of 12, please. Okay, in lesson 2, we talked about subject pronouns. In this lesson, lesson 3, we are going to be talking about object pronouns, which again is something that you did do last year in IP3, so it should be familiar to you. The object of a sentence receives the action of a verb. So if something happens to a thing and it gets the action, then that is the object of a sentence. We use object pronouns to replace nouns used after action verbs. So if there's an action verb and then a word after the action verb, you can replace the person, place, or thing after the action verb with an object pronoun. Now, when we did subject pronouns, I told you that we use those for nouns in the subject of a sentence. You might think that object pronouns, therefore, must be used in the predicate of a sentence. And usually that is correct. Usually that is true. If we use an object pronoun after an action verb, that will be in the predicate of the sentence. But we can also use object pronouns after the words to, for, with, in, and at. and that might not necessarily be in the predicate of the sentence. So let's look at some examples. Atom threw the book away. The verb is threw, like past tense of throw. So the book receives the action of the throw. The book is what gets thrown. We can change the book to the object pronoun it. Now you might recognize it as also being a subject pronoun. Some object pronouns are the same as their subject pronoun forms. But we can say, Atom threw it away. Now this cake is for nice. Is not an action verb, it's a linking verb, but we've got this word for. And we can use object pronouns after words like to, for, with, in, and at. So I could say, this cake is for her. Her is an object pronoun that we use to replace female names like nice. So again, object pronouns can be singular and plural, and like I told you, it and you are the same as their subject forms, but we have some other ones that are slightly different. Instead of I for an object pronoun, we say me. Instead of he, we say him. Instead of she, we say her, and it is the same. Instead of we say us. You is the same. Instead of they, we say them. So it's important that you do not get subject and object pronouns confused. You need to make sure that you use them correctly. You would not say, him is coming to the party tonight, because this is the subject of the sentence, means we need a subject pronoun, he is coming to the party tonight. And at the same time, we need to make sure that we do not use subject pronouns as the object of the sentence. So I will go with she is wrong, but you can say I will go with her. Okay, turn in your textbook to page 208 and let's look at questions 1 to 6. So you need to look at these sentences and choose the correct object pronoun. Now I'll just tell you that Cody is a boy's name, Rachel is a girl's name. Okay, so look at questions 1 to 6. As usual, if you don't have your textbook, when you pause the video, find somewhere to write the answers. If you do have your textbook, you can write in the textbook. And when I tell you to pause, please pause the video and you can press play when you have finished up to number 6. So please pause now. Okay, if you have finished up to number 6, you can keep watching the video to find the answers. Number 1, Rachel rides horses every day. Horses is plural, we say them. Number 2, Cody said to Rachel, please teach Cody. Now Cody is speaking, so he would not use his own name, he would say me, please teach me. Rachel took Cody to the stable with Rachel. You change Rachel to her. Number 4, Rachel told Cody, I will teach Cody grooming first. Now because Rachel is speaking directly to Cody, she would not say him, she would say you, because she is speaking directly at him. Number 5, then Rachel brushed the horse. We changed the horse to it. And Cody said, the horse likes Rachel and Cody. We change Rachel and Cody to us. So give yourselves a score out of 6. And then let's look at the next page. Okay, so page 209, questions 7 to 13. You need to do the same thing. Read the sentence and change the underlined word or words to an object pronoun. So please pause the video and press play when you've done up to number 13. Please pause now. Okay, if you have finished, you can keep watching for the answers. Number 7, he said, you must wear these hats. These hats changes to them. Number 8, Kendra led a pony into the ring and patted the pony. You change the pony to it. Number 9, Mr. Rossi lifted Kendra onto the pony's back. Kendra is a girl's name. We say her. Number 10, pick up the reins and hold the reins like this. Change the reins to them. Number 11, Mr. Rossi gave Ernesto, Kendra and me a riding lesson. Because it includes me, we say us. Number 12, we thanked Mr. Rossi for the lesson. Mr. Rossi is him. And number 13, we said that we had enjoyed the lesson. The lesson is it. So please give yourselves a score out of 7 and a total out of 13. Okay, that is the end of this lesson. Now, your homework for this lesson is workbook page 98. Now, at the moment when I'm recording this video, I am not sure if we will be back in school in February or not. If we are back in school on the 1st of February, then bring your workbook finished with that page completed, and we will check it when we are back in school. If we are not back in school, then we will check the answers on a video lesson on Tuesday, the 2nd of February. So just make sure that you finish that homework before our next lesson. Hopefully by the time you are watching this video, you will know if we are back in school or not. Before we finish, I'm just going to explain the homework. Okay, this is workbook page 98. You've got 2 sections, sections A and B, and it's very, very similar to the last homework page you did about subject pronouns. Section A, you read the sentence, find the object pronoun, and write it on this line. Section B, you write the sentences again, but you change the underlined words to an object pronoun. So if you did okay on page 96, you should be able to do this as well. Okay, IP4, so that is the end of this lesson. Like I said, I don't know if our next lesson will be in school or on a video, but I hope to see you all soon. So until our next lesson, thank you, IP4. Bye-bye.